and you want to be wanted. You have a core need. You want to be seen. You want to be significant. You want to be the biggest. You want all eyes on you. And again, it's so understandable why porn would meet that need for people, because if you feel very insignificant, very overlooked, you might not necessarily want in terms of the love and being connected to, but you want a deep sense of like, I want someone to just see me. And when you have a screen that says, I will give you all my time, I'll be naked in front of you, I'll be vulnerable, I'll be exposed with you, you are the most significant person in your world in that moment to them, because they are willing to bear all before you. And that's a huge sense for a man that hits the perceptors in our brain that says, wow, I am wanted.
You like this, you like being daddy's arms with microphones. You like being a worker. You're made for the camera. Both my boys are.
Hey, this video you are about to watch is a part of a series where I show you how to quit porn the right way. So do yourself a favor, binge on all of this content, all the videos that you possibly can, because who knows, maybe if the value and the trust is built together over this journey, you'll want to jump into a community that I call Fit for Family. Or maybe you think these videos suck, and that's also fair too. But nonetheless, there's only one way for us to find out. So enough of me, let's get back to serving you, and let's get back to the video. Okay, this video is going to be all about helping you understand more of your core needs that you have, because there's a lot of people that give reasons or opinions or advice or explanations on why they go to porn that really just don't make much sense, whether it's blaming the devil, or you just say your sex drive, or you say it's hormones, or you just say testosterone, puberty, or you're like, because I'm single, and we just make stuff up. Honestly, I think we justify our actions, but it really just makes us more stuck, because if you say that it's the devil, then you can't really combat that, because, you know, it's the devil. If you say it's hormones, it's like, well, you know, we all have hormones, then you make it feel like something that you're victim to. And so what I want to do is I want to identify with you the 4 core needs that you and I have that would be driving this addiction in your life. So write this down. Get a pen and paper. Again, come to learn, come hungry, come humble, come ready to receive and take on a lot right now. But the first thing that I want to tell you is certainty. Okay, so there's 4 core needs that you have. I'm going to break them all down one by one, but I'm going to share them first. The first one is certainty. The second one is uncertainty. The third one is connection and love. And the fourth one is significance. Now, in order for something to become an addiction in our life, you need something, some action that you are making to meet at least 3 out of these 4 core needs. And if it's meeting all 4, well, then it's even stronger of an addiction. So what I mean by that is, let's break down uncertainty first and kind of pull it apart on what that means. Certainty is another way of just saying predictability and control and something that you understand is going to happen. And sometimes people want to go to porn because they want a form of familiarity. They want certainty. They want control. They want something predictable. They want something that they can control. And you might be like, well, what is so certain about porn? And be like, there's a lot. You know exactly what you're going to get. You know exactly that you're never going to get rejected by someone. No one's going to start coming through the screen, call out your name, and start yelling at you. You might not know what video you're going to watch, or what you're going to see, but you know what it's going to provide for you. Even in terms of shame, you know, you're going to have a lot of control and certainty and security around feeling like crap after. You know that when you watch this, it's going to be good for a moment, so you think, and then you're going to feel like trash. That right there is a level of certainty. We all need that in life. And if you are in a time frame of your life where things just feel very overwhelming, maybe you're moving, maybe someone passed away, maybe different things are happening in your life that feel very chaotic and all over the place, you might go to porn for a sense of certainty, for a sense of control, for a sense of, I need to have something in my world that I can absolutely depend on. And that's where porn can become that dependency, is through certainty. But the opposite is also true, because the flip side of certainty is uncertainty. Now, uncertainty, another way of saying it, would be a sense of adventure, of breaking the rules, of being able to like get out and explore and have things become really, really different, things that are not static. If you're used to a mundane, boring, tedious, structure-filled, monotonous life, it's like uncertainty. You want things that aren't predictable. You want to be able to have a sense of adventure within you, and that's what uncertainty is. Again, these are core needs as humans that God gave us. The big man, our Heavenly Father, knew what you and I needed as humans, and so he provided us these 4 core needs. This is for us as a human just to survive through life, okay? And so uncertainty, the reason why you might go to porn for uncertainty is because let's just say things are really, tedious. Things really are boring. Things really are mundane, routine. You haven't had adventure. It's very predictable. You wake up, you go to bed, you go to work, you're not very fulfilled. You haven't had maybe a date in a long time. Maybe your marriage feels very flat from the way you perceive it. Again, I'm not creating a justification on why we do any of that. I think the excuses and the reasons, I wouldn't say excuses, I'd say the reasons that we provide for ourselves and why we think we go to porn don't bring a lot of empowerment. So my goal here isn't to justify and say you do it because that's the way it really is. I'm just saying, no, you do it because that's the way you think it is. And so if your life you perceive as having a lot of control, it's way too structured, you might go to porn for a sense of variety, for a sense of adventure, for a sense of escape, for a sense of like, who knows what's going to happen. And the reason why it provides you that is because what if you get caught? What if someone finds out? What if you're like, I don't know what kind of video I'm going to find? What kind of image am I going to see? That's the novelty. It's a sense of novelty. I'd say people understand that variety is the spice of life. And that's exactly what uncertainty provides for us. But in the context of quitting porn, that's maybe why we want to go there, is because it's something new, it's something different. You can find a new video, a new picture, a new image, a new website every single second of the day, and it'll never end. You'll never run out of novelty there, because if you don't know how to create it in your own life in healthy ways, you're definitely going to try to create it in your world in unhealthy ways. So that's uncertainty. Now, connection and love, a lot more simple-minded. If you feel disconnected, people don't see you, know you, love you, they don't see the real you. You have hollow relationships, very just fragile connections with people where it's not deep. You don't feel like you are your truest authentic version, and no one is loving on you. You don't feel like you are loved. You feel like you're crap. You're going to want to go to porn for a sense of connection and love. And again, these are core needs. These are not like, oh, I would like to have it someday. And these aren't even needs that I'm telling you that God is supposed to meet. The end of my video isn't going to be saying, and God should be meeting all of those needs. I'm like, no, dude, welcome to real life in 2024. Like, God made humans where he actually gave us needs that need to be met by other people, genuinely. And that's a real thing, is that we have needs for certainty, for variety and uncertainty, for connection and love. And then the last one being significance, that God wants us to steward and learn how to meet ourselves. But for connection and love, if you felt like you had all these beliefs come up to you, it's like nobody loves me, nobody likes me, no one wants to be with somebody like me, and you had all these pains and these wounds around relationship, you might go to porn for a sense of connection and comfort and a sense of feeling loved, because in your own life, you never received that from people. It felt unsafe. It felt unpredictable. And so you might go, again, from an addiction standpoint, you need 3 for it to become an addiction. You might go for a sense of love and connection, but also comfort, also security, and then also a sense of variety. It's like, I'm going to get love, right, which is going to be here in connection. I'm also going to have it be comforted and be certain that I am, but what's new is maybe the type of love that's being offered to me. And so from that standpoint, you can start to see when it meets all 3 of those needs, it becomes insanely powerful for us. And the last one being here is going to be significance. Now, this is an interesting one, because this will typically happen for people when we feel really disconnected from our purpose, when we feel less than and unaccomplished, when we feel like we're not taking on ground, we're not achieving, we're not succeeding, we're not having success, we're not making things shift and move and play in our life the way we want, we're not having like that mass amount of growth, or maybe even just eyes on us. It's similar to connection and love, but instead from a nurturing standpoint, it's more of like an achievement. You want to be wanted. You have a core need. You want to be seen. You want to be significant. You want to be the biggest. You want all eyes on you. And again, it's so understandable why porn would meet that need for people, because if you feel very insignificant, very overlooked, you might not necessarily want in terms of the love and being connected to, but you want a deep sense of like, I want someone to just see me. And when you have a screen that says, I will give you all my time, I'll be naked in front of you, I'll be vulnerable, I'll be exposed with you, you are the most significant person in your world in that moment to them, because they are willing to bear all before you. And that's a huge sense for a man that hits the perceptors in our brain that says, wow, I am wanted, I am significant, I am powerful. And again, if you don't feel like that you've been able to accomplish, let's just say you had 10 things on your list to do today and you accomplished 3 because a lot of things went sideways and you feel very unaccomplished, or you just feel very insignificant, you might go to porn for a sense of significance. Well, at least, even though I feel very unimportant in my day-to-day and not getting stuff done, I could feel really important here and now. And again, if you have 3 of those needs met, you're going to have an addiction. If you have 4 of those needs met, it's going to be even more powerful of an addiction in your life. And so something I'd want you to consider, something I want you to think about for yourself, and dialogue with it, share it in the group, post about it, talk to your friends and your people, your tribe that you're doing this with, is asking yourself, what needs does porn meet for me? Now, obviously, if it's an addiction and a place in your life you haven't been able to quit, it's meeting at least 3, maybe 4. But I'd love for you to articulate and give language as to why, because this is where you are going to gain so much ground and gain so much awareness. And self-awareness is, what is this doing for me? What is this meeting for me? Security, certainty, variety, spontaneity with uncertainty, connection and love, and then significance. Talk about it, journal about it, write it down so that you can be aware, honestly, even as urges come up, temptation comes up, and you're like starting to experience them, and you're thinking to yourself, like, how could this possibly be? I don't want you to have to blame the devil. I don't want you to have to blame somebody else or blame your wife or blame the lack of relationships that you have. I want you to feel powerful and say, okay, what need am I trying to meet right now? Am I trying to meet a need for significance, right? Because it's the fact of porn isn't that you're bad, it's that you're meeting legitimate healthy needs in unhealthy ways because you don't even know what those needs are. And so this video here is to help you start to understand what your core needs are that God gave you so you can begin. And again, it's not about fixing it right now. It's not even about changing it necessarily, but awareness is the key. Awareness is already breaking the pattern. And so that as you become more knowledgeable, as you start taking in more understanding about this, you can feel powerful over it. I think the nature of feeling so hopeless with porn is that you just don't even know what to do. You don't know what to think. And again, in my life, it's not just because of one snap of the finger. It's like Matt's porn free for 11 years. It's all of these little things. And me learning emotional health and healing and dealing with my issues is the new flex that God wants to do in our life. I think it's an old way of living. The people are like, just spray and pray, just quote and hope, just cross their fingers and pray to God and hope that he deals with it. It's like, that's such an old archaic model, and that's not actually a part of the heart of the Father. There's work for us to do as men. That's what this program's for. So have that dialogue, share about it with each other. I'd love to know what your thoughts are about your 4 needs here and how you've been meeting them and which ones are pushing you to porn the most, because in different seasons and time frames of life, that's what's going to be happening for you. And as you know what those needs are for yourself, you can then learn how to start meeting them in healthier ways. Love you guys tons. I believe in you so much. You deserve freedom. The knowledge in this program is going to help you get there. I love you, man. You got what it takes. I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, real quick, if you like that video that you just saw, or if you want to see even better videos than this in a series that I made called Annihilate Porn to help guys or girls like you quit porn, you can subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't forget any alerts, comment, like, all that jazz, and more importantly, check out the next video that's going to take you even further on the journey from where you are to where you want to be. I love you tons. I'll catch you in the next one.